Jesse Rosten, you're a filmmaker, and you were able to give the world this wonderful movie, and it's iPad plus Velcro equals love. Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, I believe that's the title I used. Yeah.
And tell us the genius of this. What the genius of it too. But what made you do this? How did you decide to do a movie about the iPad?
Um, I don't know. Like most of my harebrained ideas, it struck me when I was driving. I was actually riding in the car, and I had my brand new iPad. We had just come from the Apple store, and of course, I pulled it out of the box. My wife was driving. I'm riding in the passenger seat, and I'm playing with it. I can't put it down, and um, I'm looking at it here, and I'm kind of like picturing it on the dashboard of the car. I'm thinking, you know what? If we could just find a way to put this on the dashboard, it could be like a cool, like touchscreen computer for the car, with GPS maps and movies and your whole music library and all of that. So that was the first idea was how do we get this in like mounted to the car, and then the idea to use Velcro to mount it to the dashboard came up. And then after I thought about Velcro, it was like, well, Velcro is sort of like a semi-permanent attachment, right? You can just pull it off. It'll hold strong, but you can pull it off whenever you want. And so I thought, well, if we can Velcro it to the dashboard of the car, where else can we Velcro it? And that's sort of where the idea for the little film came from.
And all these things that you do in the movie with your prized iPad, you put it on the wall, you put it on a window, you put it on a stove, you put it
Yeah,
all these places. First of all, Velcro is great, but it's only as great as the sticky stuff that's on the other side of it. So
right,
under
right.
certain conditions, I guess this isn't recommended for every use.
Oh,
Or
absolutely not.
yeah,
No, no.
yeah.
I mean, the video, and some people miss this, but there's a bit of silliness in the video. There's some of the places I put it are tongue in cheek. Like, don't mount your iPad to a motorcycle, and I highly, don't mount it
What about
above
a
your
moped?
head.
You put it on a moped, right?
Yeah, maybe a moped if you kept it under like 40 miles per hour. But the idea was just to show all the different places you could put it, not necessarily practical places, but to illustrate, with Velcro, you could pretty much stick this anywhere. And yeah, you're right. The strength of the seal is as strong as the adhesive on the back of the Velcro. But the I don't know exactly what kind of adhesive they use on the back of those Velcro strips, but if you get the Velcro brand hook and loop fastener, it's something that's very strong, like 3M type, industrial adhesive. So, take caution when you're actually applying it to surfaces that you don't want it there semi-permanently, because it'll want to stick. It'll definitely hold the iPad.
Well, let's talk about the commercial side of this. Now, you're a commercial filmmaker sometimes, you're a filmmaker, and I guess you initially did this movie without the assistance or the endorsement of Apple. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting that about 2 weeks after the video went viral, I got a call and an email from Apple saying, "Hey, we saw the video and we want to feature it on Apple.com." And I thought, wow, that's interesting. If you know Apple, Apple has a very tightly controlled brand aesthetic. And I did not, like you said, I did not create this video with that aesthetic in mind. So I was surprised that Apple was like, "Yeah, this is something that we want to feature," because it doesn't necessarily match that Apple aesthetic. It's kind of goofy, and Apple tends to take themselves seriously sometimes. So
Well,
it's interesting that Apple picked up on it.
well, talk to us before we get into the Apple thing. Talk to us about the steps on the distribution. Now, where did you put this first and foremost? Where did you end up putting it? Was it YouTube?
Uh, no, I just put it up on Vimeo. I've got a Vimeo channel. I
Vimeo.
put it up on
Okay.
Vimeo.
Vimeo. Vimeo is a non-commercial for filmmakers type platform. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it's like YouTube, but it's a little more. It caters more towards artists and filmmakers. I guess that's the simple way to put it. Yeah.
And then the quality aspects of a Vimeo upload, high definition was something they always made available to filmmakers. I believe I've had one for a couple of years, and it seems like that's where we all stick. Oh, I got this new camera. Look at the footage that I shot with it. And you decided though to put your whole 1.5 or almost 2 minute movie about your iPad on Vimeo. What did you think when you put it there? Was it going to tell us about the views and all of that through that distribution?
Well, honestly, before I even made the video, I had an inkling that it was probably viral material. I mean, it is,
yeah.
I just thought, you know what, this is goofy enough and this is silly enough and simple enough that people might really connect with it. So as I was making the video, I was thinking, okay, well, what would cause this video to become more remarkable to people that watch it? And that's where the idea for the motorcycle came in. It was like, yeah, it's a stupid idea to Velcro your iPad to a motorcycle, but in the comments section of the video, it got people arguing whether or not that was a good idea, whether or not they would ever do that. People say, I would never do that to my iPad. Look, he put Velcro right onto the back of the iPad. He should have used a case. It's, all of that discussion was good for the viral aspects of the video because it got people talking, right? It got people talking about whether this was a good idea or a bad idea. So I was actually thinking that it probably would go viral when I made it. And it kind of sat online for a couple days before anyone picked it up. So at first I was like, oh, well, I missed my mark. And then it got featured on Gizmodo, and I was like, oh, yeah, got it.
Well, had you ever had a viral video before that became infectious, or was this your first one?
Yeah, this would be my second, I guess. A couple months ago, I guess actually it was in the spring, I did, just as an afterthought on my blog, I put up another iPad-related video, just sort of what a digital magazine might look like if it were featured on the iPad. And this was right before the iPad hit the streets, and I guess, I wasn't even thinking about it at the time, but I guess it was kind of ripe for getting retweeted and shared around. So that's sort of what turned me on to the whole viral idea.
This was before you got an iPad, then.
Yeah. This was before anyone had them.
Yeah. So tell us then about the explosion of the video, and talk to us about that. So Gizmodo was your first break then.
I believe so. I can't remember. It was most of the major technology blogs. The only website I haven't been on that I really want to be on is Wired.com. I think that's such a cool website.
Well, if Gizmodo,
but yeah,
if Gizmodo was the first one, the irony is pretty thick there, given their love-hate relationship with Apple.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting stuff. So how long after the movie got on Gizmodo and became popular did you get a call from Apple, and who called you? Or who emailed you?
Yeah, I think it was about a week and a half or 2 weeks after. I mean, the video had sort of already gone through its viral phase, I guess. It had like 800,000 views at that point. And it was someone from the iPad development department that contacted me. And it was, it was just sort of a quick, we love it. We want to feature this. What do we need? There were a few legal things we had to work out with copyright and that sort of thing. But they put it up online pretty quickly, and yeah.
Was the legal part? Did it have anything to do with your music or anything that you used on it?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was part of it. Normally, when I'm creating a project for a broadcast or for a client, a commercial project, I'll use royalty-free or rights-managed music. But for this, it was just like, well, this is just a fun little web video, so I'm just going to find something on iTunes that works and throw it up there. So they had to get permission to. They had to license the music.
So
And then I
what's
think
the music on there?
uh,
Oh no!
I don't remember. It's La something.
It's
It's
catchy.
from it's from the Tango Project, the album The
Okay.
Tango Project.
Okay. Tell us what it's done for your career to have this real popular video.
Well, I've had some inquiries. This is a perfect example. I'm sitting here talking to you right now. Um, I don't know that anything's led to more work just yet, but I've had some inquiries, and it's always nice to get kudos from the community. So that's always fun. The trick is, as a creative professional, the trick is always somehow turning the kudos into paying gigs. Because
Yeah.
kudos are great, but I can't pay the mortgage with kudos.
Well, and
So.
I don't know how much you're willing to reveal. We at Daily Film Fix have yet to figure out how to make money on video on the web. Um,
Yeah.
it just defies explanation. Like I said, we had one that got like 6,000 hits, and we got $1.50. So I just don't,
Wow.
I just don't know how to do it. Can you
Yeah.
offer us any advice? And are you seeing any green as a result? I mean, obviously, I asked you about how it's helped your career, but are you seeing any direct dollars as a result of this wonderful 2-minute video?
No, no. The short answer is no. And
Okay.
I don't. Everyone right now is trying to figure out how to monetize online video. It's the whole paradigm is shifting right now. There's so much media out there, and the tools are so easily accessible by just anyone. That there's almost this expectation that big companies they sort of almost expect their users to create content for them. There's almost an expectation there that if we make a product, then our users are going to talk about it and make YouTube videos about it, and then we can use that to market with. So it's not creating viral videos. I don't think it's really a lucrative thing yet. But yeah, if you figure it out, let me know.
Well, I was hoping that you had the magic answer.